So this question was asked in CAT 2024 slot 1 in QA obviously. Let us see this question. It says that a fruit seller has a total of 187 fruits consisting of apples and mangoes and oranges. So apples and mangoes and then oranges, right? The number of apples and mangoes are in the ratio 5:2. So can I say that how many apples do we have? We can have it as 5x and 2x. This question is from ratio and proportion topic. And since the total number of fruits that we have taken is 187, so number of oranges obviously will be 187 negative 7 times of x, right? Let us see what does this say after this. After she sells 75 apples, so how many apples this lady is selling? She has sold 75 apples and then 26 mangoes and half of the oranges. So half of the oranges will be what? 187 negative 7x ka half. And if that is the case, how many apples we are left with? We are left with 5x negative 75. These many apples we are left with. How many mangoes we are left with? 26, 2x negative 26, right? And how many oranges we are going to be left with? Because half is gone, so what is that we will be left with? It is 187 negative 7x, half of that value. Now the problem further says that the ratio of number of unsold apples, these are the unsold apples, to number of unsold oranges over here, these are the number of unsold oranges, that ratio is 3:2. So we have been given 5x negative 75 over half of 187 minus 7x. That ratio is given to us as 3:2. Now if we simplify, we will be able to find out the value of x, and if you get the value of x, you have got everything. Now how do we simplify this thing? Let us try to simplify out here. Half goes on the numerator, it becomes 2 and 2, it is 4 times of 5x negative 75, and then 3 times of 187 negative 7x. So this is 20x negative 300, and 187 into 3 is going to be 540 plus 21, 561 negative 21x. 21 goes on the other side of equality, so this collectively will become 41x, and negative 3x, when it comes on the other side of equality, it is positive 300. So collectively it is 300 and 861, right? So what is going to be the value of x? So the value of x will be 861 negative 41. If you simplify, 2 times and then 1, so the value of x is coming out as 21. Now the problem is asking us to find out the total number of unsold fruits. How many apples did we have in the problem? 5x. 5x is 105. How many mangoes did we have? 2x, which is what? 42. How many oranges did we have? This plus this, 187 negative this value. So 40 oranges is what we were having. So 75 apples have been sold. So how many apples we are left with? 30, isn't it? 42 mangoes were there and 26 are sold. 26 are sold. So 42 minus 26 will be 16. We are left with 16 mangoes and half of oranges will be left. So how many fruits we are left with? Collectively we are left with 66 fruits. If you do not understand the concept of ratio and proportion, we have made 10 to 11 very good video lessons for you. You will find the link in the description box. Go watch them, learn this topic, solve problems like these, crack CAT and go to IIMs. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024 slot 1. It was question number 2, and it says that if a plus b under root n is a positive square root of 29 negative 12 root 5, where a and b are integers and n is a natural number, then what is the maximum possible value of a plus b plus n? These are the 4 options. Let us find it out. So what do we have to do? First of all, we should be able to find out square root of this number, isn't it? So one understanding is this is a perfect square number. If this is a perfect square number, then we can write this in the form of a square plus b square plus 2ab or minus 2ab, something like this. So this value is nothing but, if you look at it, so can I say that 12 under root 5 is nothing but 2 times of 2ab. So what does that mean? 6 under root 5 should be equal to a into b, isn't it? Now, if a into b should be 6 root 5, so one possibility is this. One possibility is either it becomes 2 into 3 under root 5, or the another possibility is 2 under root 5 into 3, isn't it? I hope you're understanding this. So in this case, it can be a or b, that is what it is. Now, if we take a as 2 and b as 3 root 5, so now 29 should be written as a square plus b square. Only then it is going to be a possibility. So 2 square, if you look at 2 square is 4, and 3 under root 5, if you find out the square of 3 root 5, so 3 square is 9, and 9 into 5, that will become 45, and that is not a possibility. So this option is already eliminated from here, right? Isn't it simple? Now, if we take a as this and b as this, so 2 root 5, what is the square of 2 root 5? 2 is 4 into 5, square root of root 5, square of root 5 is 5, plus 3 into 3 square is 9. So do you see that now it is 29? Now it is 29. So this is what we are looking out for. So this entire expression can be written as what? This entire expression can be written as 20 plus 9 negative 2 times of 2 under root 5 and then 3, isn't it? And 20 can be written as what? 20 can be written as 2 under root 5 whole square, and this value can be written as what? 3 square, and then you've got 2 times 2 root 5 and then under root 3, है ना? सिंपल ही है. और अगर आपको ये बात समझ में आती है, so can I write this number as what? 2 under root 5 minus 3 whole square, because it is going to be nothing but a negative b whole square, or I can write this as 3 minus 2 under root 5 whole square. In both of the cases, it is going to be negative 3 plus 2 under root 5. Isn't it the same thing? Hold on a second. So I can write this thing as 3 minus 2 under root 5 whole square. So either this is going to be this value or this is going to be this value. So what is that we should be doing? We should be able to find out the maximum value for a plus b plus n, right? And a plus b under root n. If I take my first value, what is this? Negative 3 plus 2 under root 5. If I take the first value, right? And I want to maximize it. So what is that I will be doing? I will be doing this. Negative 3 and then 2 goes inside the square. So it becomes nothing but 20. Now if you compare, a over here will be negative 3, b will be 1 and c will be 20. If you find out the value of a plus b plus not c but n, that comes out as nothing but 18. Do we have 18 as an option? Yes, 18 is an option, but we should be able to check this. We should be able to check the second option out here. What is the second option? As I said, that what if a plus b under root n is taken as 3 minus 2 under root 5? That is also a possibility, 3 minus 2 under root 5, isn't it? And if that is the case, if I take this as 3, right, negative under root 20, right, and I take a as 3, B as -1 and C as 20. Not C but N as 20. So if you do that, what is the value that you're getting for A plus B plus N? Aren't you getting 22? And obviously 22 is bigger than 18. And what is the option out here? There is no option which is bigger than 21. So what is the right option out here? 22 is the answer of this problem. So how did you need to approach this problem? You needed to find out this as a perfect square number. So the moment you can find out square root of this number, then your problem is going to be really very simple. And then certainly you're going to be having two possibilities. Check your values. And the third very important thing is what? Because you want to maximize the value, this value has to go inside, because only then it is going to be a positive number. You will have to maximize the positive outcome. So B should go inside the square root, N should be maximized, and hence the value of A plus B plus N will be maximum. Isn't it simple? Crack cat, go to IIMs. That's what I want for you. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024 in slot 1. This is from Surds and Indices topic. The sum of all real values of k for which 1 over 8 raised to k times 1 over 32768 raised to 1 by 3 should be equal to 1 by 8 times 1 by 32768 raised to 1 by k. How should we proceed with this problem? First of all, we should be able to find out what is the cube root of 32768. I have made one video lesson where you can find out how to find out cube root of perfect cube numbers. So you will find the link in the description box. Go learn that topic. Over here, for the sake of calculation, I'm doing this. So what is the last digit of this number? 8. What is the square root of 8? It is 2, right? After that, I will cancel last 3 digits, right? And then I'm left with 32. What is a perfect cube number which is just less than 32? It is 27. And what is the cube of 27? Cube root of 27? It is 3. So what is this digit? It is 32. So we can very easily find out that 32 cube is equal to 32768. Until or unless you do this, you will not be able to proceed with the problem. So you should be able to find out how to find cube root of perfect cube numbers. Now, since you have understood this thing, that's what I am assuming out here. So that is, it is going to be 1 upon 8 raised to k. And this is nothing but, now it is 32, isn't it? And 1 upon 8, and then this value again is 32 raised to 3. So I can write this is 32 raised to 3 upon k, isn't it? Then if 8 goes on this side of equality, it becomes 8 over 8 raised to k and 32 raised to 3 by k. Or we can write this as what? 8 raised to k negative 1. When 8 goes in the denominator, it will become k raised to 1, and then this number over here will become 32 raised to 3 over k negative 1. And then since we want to do the comparison, so 8 can be written as 2 raised to 3 and 32 can be written as 2 raised to 5. So over here it becomes 1 over 8 is 2 raised to 3, 3k minus 1, and the next value out here is 2 raised to 5, 3 upon k minus 1, isn't it? So can I say that 3k negative 3 and 5 3s are 15 upon k minus 5, they are going to be the same. If you simplify this, you will be able to find out the value of k. Now, what is that we should be doing? We should take everything in the one side of equality. So that is 3k negative 3 plus 5, that is 2, minus 15k. this is plus, and that is equal to 0. So let's simplify this out here. What does this say? So I can make it this as 3k square plus 2 times of k minus 15 is equal to 0. And what is that they are asking in the problem? They are asking you to find out. So this is where people are going to be making mistake. They will try to simplify this. You do not have to simplify this, because problem is asking you to find out sum of all the possible values of k. So what is the interpretation? The problem is asking you to find out sum of roots of this quadratic equation. How do you find out sum of the roots of the quadratic equation? It is going to be what? If it had it been ax square plus bx plus c, had this been your equation, then sum of roots would have been negative coefficient of x over the coefficient of x square. So over here, if you have to find out all the possible values of k, then it is going to be what? Minus 2 upon 3. Problem is simplified. So what did I say? There are two things that have been utilized here. Will you be able to find out cube root of 3, 2, 7, 6, 8? And number two, will you be able to interpret the line that you do not have to find out the values of k, rather you will have to find out sum of all the possible values of k, isn't it? So have a look at the option. Which is the option out here? Option number B is the right answer. Isn't it simple? Right? So crack that, go to IIMs. That's what I want for you. Let us solve this problem. It says that in the xy plane, the area in square units of the region defined by inequalities. There are two inequalities that are given to you in the problem. Y is greater than or equals to x plus 4. And the second inequality that is given to you is negative 4 less than or equals to x square plus y square plus 4 times of x negative 4 times of y less than or equal to 0. So this is what we have. So we will have to make something meaningful out of it. So if you look at this, probably you have got what? You've got x square plus 4x, right? Had you had 4, then this could have been x plus 2 whole square, isn't it? And so this and this, these two terms are taken care of. And then had you had x square, y square negative 4y is there. And if you had 4 more, then this could have been y negative 2 whole square. So we are adding 4 and 4. So if you want 8, so you should be able to add 8 here and then here and then here. So if we do so, probably you're understanding as to what I am trying to do. So this becomes what? A negative 4 plus 8, it becomes positive 4. Positive 4, and over here you have got x plus 2 whole square plus y negative 2 whole square, and on this side, since it was 0, so 0 plus 8 becomes 8. Now if you look at it, probably you are aware of this thing. We have been taught this in our childhood, that if x negative a whole square plus y negative b whole square is equal to r, then this is equation of a circle whose radius is r and whose center is a comma b, isn't it? So this is, so if you look at it over here, so if I say x plus 2 whole square plus y negative 2 whole square is equal to 8, is it a circle? Yes. If you look at this, 4 equals x plus 2 whole square plus y negative 2 whole square, this is also a circle. So what do we have? We have got two concentric circles having two different radii, isn't it? And then you have got this one also. So what is that we should be doing? Let us make these two concentric circles first. How should I do that? Probably I should be able to draw it like this. Say I am making xy plane, right? This is the xy plane. This is y, this is x. I made my first circle out here. So for the first circle, the center is what? For both of them, x negative 2, y is equal to 2. So if this point is minus 2 comma 0, and this comma, this point out here is -2, comma 2. This is going to be your first circle. So your first circle is going to look like this, right? Radius being 2, and then you have got another circle. For another circle, radius is going to be what? 8. Square root of 8, the value of the square root rate is what? 2 raised to 2. So probability is something like this. If you look at it, it's something like this, right? So this point out here will become -2, right? So from here to here, the distance is going to be how much? The distance is going to be 2 under root 2. So these are the two concentric circles that we have. Now we have got another thing, which is a straight line, which is, say for example, if we have got y is equal to x plus 4. If this is the straight line that you have, how are we going to make this? When y is 0, x is -4. So on x axis, it is going to be passing through -4. So from here, it is going to be passing through from here, something like this. And then from here, this is something like this. No, this circle. So it is gonna be like this, right? Why this circle will be passing through -2, comma 2? You can check it. So if you have got y is equal to x plus 4, and you plug in x as -2, what is the value of y that you will be getting? You will be getting y as positive. So what does this mean? That this straight line is passing through the center of these two circles, which is -2 and +2. Now when the problem says that y will have to be more than x plus 4, so what is that we are talking about? We are talking about this area over here, right? And if this is the case, so what is that you need to find out? You need to find out the area between these two circles. So something like this, all of it. And since you have to find out the area above this line y is equal to x plus 4, so this is what you will have to do. You will have to find out area of this region, isn't it? This is what you will have to find out, right? So area between two concentric circles. So what is the area of the bigger circle? Area of the bigger circle is pi r square. The value of r square is 2 root 2. And the area of the smaller is this. So this becomes 8 pi minus 4 pi. 8 pi minus 4 pi is 4 pi. But 4 pi is going to be the area of this entire region, right? But then y is equal to x plus 4 is dividing these two in half portions. So this has to be divided by 2. So what do you have finally? 2 pi. So what is the area out here? The area out here is 2 pi. Isn't it simple? So probably I would say that only 10% of the people will be solving this in the examination. But then since if you understand the basics of circle, you might attempt this problem. Let us read this problem. It was asked in CAT 2024, slot 1. It was from time and work topic. So this problem says that Renu would take 15 days working 4 hours per day to complete a certain task, whereas Seema would take 8 days working 5 hours per day to complete the same task. They decide to work together to complete this task. Seema agrees to work for double the number of hours per day as Renu, while Renu agrees to work for double the number. So it is getting confusing, right? So let us chop it off. The problem says Renu would take 15 days working 4 hours per day. So what I'm going to do, I will take this. Renu is working 1 unit per hour at the rate of 1 unit per hour. Isn't it pretty simple to assume? And she's working 4 hours per day. So can I say that per day work of Reena is nothing but 4 units, right? And then since she is completing the entire work in 15 days, so can I say that in 15 days 15 days, she would be doing 15 into 4, and that is nothing but 60 units. So Reena is completing 60 units. So should I assume that the entire work is nothing but 60 units? So can I say that, okay, the work over here is 60 units, provided Reena does 1 unit per day. Now comes the second lady, Seema. What is the situation with Seema? It says that Seema would take 8 days working 5 hours per day. So every day she is working 5 hours. Now I should not be assuming that Seema is also doing 1 unit per day, otherwise their efficiencies will be the same, right? So what I'm going to do is I will assume that Seema is doing A units per hour. At the rate of A units per hour, in 5 hours, she does 5 A units, isn't it? And since this lady is completing the entire work in 15 days, should I assume that in 15 days, in how many days? She is doing not 15 days, 8 days. In 8 days, she is doing 8 into 5 times of A, which is what? 40 A units. And this is also the entire work. Reena and Seema, they are working at something and they're completing it individually. So Reena is doing 60 units, whereas Seema is doing 40 units. I would say that 40A is nothing but 60. So the value of A comes out as 3 by 2 or 1.5 units per hour. So what is that we have found out? We have found out that Seema is doing 1.5 units per hour, right? Now, since we have figured this out that the entire work is 60 units, Reena does 1 unit per hour, Seema does 1.5 units per hour. Now, further problem says that they decide to work together to complete this task. So collectively, they are going to be doing 60 units. Seema agrees to work for double the number of hours per day as Reena. So we have got Reena and Seema. Number of hours per day. Number of hours per day. And then number of hours per day, hold on a second. And then Reena agrees to work for double the number of days as Seema. So days, if Seema is working at it for X days, problem says that Reena agrees to work for double the number of days. So I would say that Reena is working for 2x days to add, right? Now have a look at this value. Over here it says that if Reena is working 2 hours per day, if Reena is doing 2 hours per day, and the problem also tells you that the Seema agrees to work for double the number of hours per day. Double the number of hours per day. So Seema will be working 4 hours per day. I hope you're getting this. Right? Now, Reena does 1 unit in 1 hour. So in each hour, she is going to be, per day, she would be doing 2 units because per day she is working at it for 2 hours. And since Seema is working for 4 hours, in 1 hour, Seema does 1.5 units. So in 4 hours, she would be doing 6 units. So collectively per day, it is going to be nothing but 2 units and 6 units. Seema is working for X days. So the work will be X into 6 units. And then for Reena, it is going to be 2x into this. So these are the units that Reena and Seema are doing individually. But if you look at it, the total sum over here, the total sum which is 4x plus 6x, that should be nothing but 60 units because 60 is the total work. So the value of 10x is 60 and hence x comes out as Nothing but 6. Now what is that they are asking you in the problem? Then the number of days Seema will work. Seema is working for how many days? X days, and that is what we have found out, the value of X. So for this was a theta problem. So what should be the answer of this particular problem? 6. Isn't it simple? If you simplify with this method and you interpret it step by step, the problem is not very complicated, right? So that's why I always say, solve these kind of problems, crack CAT and go to IIMs. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024, slot 1. Question number 6. It says that in September, the income of Kamal, Amal and Vimal are in the ratio of 8:6:5, right? And then they rent a house together and Kamal pays 15%. So there are 3 persons, Kamal, Amal and Vimal, right? And their incomes are in the ratio of 8:6:5. So can I take this as 800 and then 600 and then 500. They rent a house together and Kamal pays, so rent, Kamal pays 15%. 15% of 800 is pretty simple. 10% is 80, 5% is 40, 80 plus 40 is 120. So Kamal is paying 120 rupees, right? Amal is paying 12%, 12% of income. So 600 is 100%, 60 will be 10%, 1% will be 6. So you need to find out 12%, it is coming out as 72 rupees. Now, Vimal is paying 18%. 18% of income, which is 500. 18% of 500 is coming out as 90 rupees. So individually, Kamal pays 120, 72, and then 90 is being paid by Vimal. So what is the total rent? If we need to find out, it is 282 rupees is going to be the total rent. Now problem says that in October, the house rent remains unchanged. So rent is not changing, whereas their incomes are changing. So in October, the house rent remains unchanged while their incomes increase by 10% and 12% and 15%. So what is going to be the 10% of 800? It is 80. 800 plus 80, this value will be 880, right? Now, Amal's income is increasing by 12%, so 12% of this value will be 72, so that is going to be 672. Whereas for Vimal, it is increasing by 15%. So what is 15% of 500? It is 75. So the new income is 575. So we need to be able to find out what is going to be the new collective income, because you need to find out in October the percentage of their total income that will be paid as house rent. So let us find it out. So this is 2127 rupees. So what is that you need to find out? You need to find out 282 is what percent of 2127. So 282 is what percent of 2127 into 100. That is how we find out percentage. If you do not understand this topic, please do not worry. We have made 10 very good video lessons only for you on percentage. Go watch those videos and you will understand this entire thing thoroughly. Now, why would I go and do the calculation here? You should not be doing the calculation. How can you eliminate this option? Please have a look at it. If 2127 is 100%, then 212.7 is 10% and 21.27 is 1%. That is what it is. And then we need to find out 282. So can I say that 282 is going to be 212 plus 70, and this is nothing but 10%, right? This is 10%. How much is 70? 1% is 21.27. So obviously 3% is going to be 63.81, and this value has to be more than, so this value is more than 3%. So this entire answer will have to be a bit more than 13%. So anywhere between 13 and 14%. So that is how you should be eliminating your option. If you look at all your options, option number C is the right answer. What is this? 13.26. Are we understanding this thing? So that's why I say that CAT is pretty simple. You should be able to identify a simple problem, solve it, crack CAT, and you should be able to go to IIMs. That's it. Let us solve this problem out here. It was asked in CAT 2024 slot 1. The question says that consider two sets. A has got 6 elements, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and 13. And set B has got 3 elements, 1, 8 and 27. Let f be a function from A to B. So f is a function from A to B. How many such functions are there? If you understand the rule of addition and multiplication, probably this question is simple for you. How do I proceed with this? Say for example, I have got 2 in set A. So 2 can have as an outcome, what does it can have? It can have either 1 or 8 or 27. So how many such possibilities are going to be there? 3 such possibilities for 2. Similarly for 3, which is there in element in set A, the outcome can be either 1 or 8 or 27. So there are another 3 possibilities. For element 5 in set A, you will have another 3 such possibilities, and so forth and so on. So how many such elements are there in A? There are 6. So for each one of them, you will be having 3 such possibilities, isn't it? Now for this element, you have got 3 possibilities, and so when you say and, it is product. For this element, you have got 3 possibilities, and for this element, you have got 3 possibilities, and so forth and so on. So how many such possibilities are there? 3 into 3 into 3. How many times? 6 times. And hence it comes out as 3 raised to 6, which is nothing but 729. I hope you understand this. But then the problem says that such that for every element in B, there is at least one element in A, such that f of A is equal to B. Now, for us to understand this thing, let us, every element in B, so say for example 1 is there in B, so this one can have either 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 or 11 or 13. How many such possibilities are there? Either 2 will come, or 3 will come, or 5 will come, or 7 will come, or 11 or 13. So 6 such possibilities are there. Do you understand this? But what did I say? 2 can come or 2 cannot come. 3 can come or 3 cannot come. 5 can come. So for every element you have got 2 outcomes. So that is why the full possibilities are nothing but 2 raised to 6. Right? 6. Please understand it this way. 6 elements. Each element has 2 possibilities. Either it is going to be there in the set, or it is not going to be there in the set, right? So each element has got 2 possibilities. So 2 into 2 into 2, how many times you are going to be doing? 6 times. Now 2 raised to 6 is the outcome, but then एक ऐसा होगा जहां पे ये null set बनाएगा. That is what you have to erase, because it says that it has to have at least one element in A. So what is the possibility? So total number of possibilities will become 63. So 63 possibilities are there for first element, and for the second element in B, you will be having 63 another possibilities, and for element C, or which is 27, you will be having another 63 possibilities. So collectively, how many such possibilities are there? And what is that you have to do? You have to subtract these cases from here, and if you do so, 729 negative 189, how many such cases you are going to have? You are going to be having 540 such cases, which is nothing but option number A. So if you understand the basics of permutation and combination as to how you should be making elements, how sets are formed, what is the rule of addition and multiplication, probably this question is easy for you, right? Let us solve this question. It was asking CAT 2024 slot 1, question number 8. It says that let x, y and z be real numbers satisfying these two conditions, right? And then they're asking you what is going to be the value of A. that is what you will have to simplify. Surds and indices का एक simple सा question है. Can I put the value of a here in the second equation? So 4 times x minus y minus z is equal to 3 plus a is going to be how much? The value of a is given to you as this. This is not 0, this is a, right? So this is 4x square, 4y square, and then 4z square. Is it okay? Now, if you have a look at it, this is 4x negative 4 times of y negative 4 times of z is equal to 4x square plus 4y square and then 4z square. What is our objective? If you look at it, this is 4x square and 4x. 4y square negative 4y. 4z square negative 4z. So there is something that we will have to do out here. So what if I take everything on this side of equality? So this becomes 0 equals to 3 plus 4x square negative 4x, right? Then 4y square plus 4 times of y plus 4z square plus 4 times of z. I need you to understand one very simple thing out here, which is if you look at 4x square minus 4x. So can I say this is 2x whole square minus 2 times of 2x, and if I have 1 here, if I get 1 here, it will become square, perfect square number, which is 2x negative 1 whole square. And if you look at it, 3 is here. So what we can do, we can simplify 3 in such a way that 3 gets distributed over here and then over here and then over here. So 0 equals 4x square minus 4x plus 1, right? Plus 4y square plus 4y plus 1. And then 4z square, 4z plus 1. Mathematically, it does not make a difference, right? Can I say that this value out here is nothing but 2x negative 1 whole square? And how about this one? 2y plus 1 whole square, and then 2 times of z plus 1 whole square. And sum is equivalent to nothing but 0. One more thing that you need to understand out here is this is a perfect square number. So either this can be 0 or it is a positive number. Either it is 0 or a positive number. Similarly, this one is either 0 or a positive number. Since sum of all these 3 should be 0, right? So individually this will have to be 0 and this will have to be 0 and then this will have to be 0. So what is that we are getting out here? If you look at it, so 2x negative 1 is equal to 0. That means x is 1 by 2. Similarly, 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. So y becomes negative half. And z will also be nothing but negative half. Do we have the clarity? So what we can do? So x negative, y negative, z. So we can plug in those values out here and we will have the value of a. So what I can do? 4 times x is 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, so minus y will be plus 1 by 2 because the value of y is negative half. Similarly, z is negative half, so negative z will become half, and this is nothing but 3 times of a. Simplify kar lete hain. If you simplify this, what is the value that you are going to be getting? So this becomes 4 times 3 by 2 is equal to 3 plus a. So that becomes 6 is equal to 3 plus a. And hence the value of a will be nothing but 3. So which option is there? Option number A is the right answer. Isn't it simple? So in this problem, you needed to have an understanding that how to make squares of these things. If you have these values, will you be able to find write the perfect square numbers? And then since sum of three positive numbers cannot be 0, so individually they will have to be 0, right? Simple problem hai. Solve these problems, crack it and go to IIMs. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024, question number 9. It says that sum of all 4-digit numbers that can be formed with a distinct non-zero digits A, B, C, D, with each digit appearing exactly 1 in every number, and that is the sum, where n is a single digit natural number, and then the problem is asking you to find out the value of A plus B plus C plus D plus n. Now have a look at it. What if I say that A is here, because we are going to be having 4-digit numbers. So if I take A at the unit place, right, then tens place and hundreds place and then thousand place, these are vacant. Over here, what we can have, we can have either B or C or D. How many such numbers we are going to be having? So over here you can have either B or C or D, so it can be filled in 3 ways. One number is already placed here, so this can be filled in 2 ways and this can be filled in 1 way. So if A is at unit place, then we will be able to have 6 such numbers. So that is your possibility number 1. What is the possibility number 2? What if I say that A is at the not at units place, maybe A is at tens place, and if A is at tens place, again you are going to be having 6 such possibilities, because B, C, D, they are going to be 3 digits are going to be appearing at 3 places in how many ways? 3 factorial ways, 3 into 2 into 1. Similarly, again as I said, how many such ways are there? In total there are 6 ways. Over here also you have got 6 ways. What if A is placed at hundreds place? Again you're going to be having 6 such possibilities, and if A is at thousands place, again you're going to be having 6 such possibilities. Do we have the clarity? Now when A is at unit place, it is like this. When A is at tens place, it is 10 times of A, and then when A is at hundreds place, I hope you're understanding the value 100A, plus if A is at thousands place, if it is 1000A, that is going to be the sum, right? And how many times are they going to be appearing? Each time they are going to be appearing 6 times, right? If A is here 6 times, so A plus A plus A plus A, how many times? 6 times. When A is here, have a look at it. So if I say 23 and I want to write 23 as 2 times 10 plus 3, can I do that? Right? So if I have got AB, so can I write AB as 10 times of A plus B? So that is what I'm telling you, that it is a tens place and A is a digit. Digit would be anywhere between 0 to 9. So this will be 10A. How many times? 10 is 6 times. This is A is at hundreds place. So 100A, how many times? 6 times. A is at thousands place. How many times it is? Again 6 times. So collectively, if you take A common from here, 100 plus 1000 plus 100 plus 10 plus 1, it will become, and then 6 is there. So that is going to be, if you look at it, that is going to be sum of all the digits. Now what did we do? We found out only for A. The same will happen for B, and then for C, and then for D, right? So can I say, let me take it out over here, and can I say that how many times A? 111 into 6. A plus B plus C plus D, and that value is given to you, and that value is nothing but 153310 plus n. So this number certainly is going to be divisible by 4 times 1 and by 6 also. So what I'm going to do is 153310, and I will say that since n is a digit, so this number will be nothing but n. Let us divide it by 4 times 1, and if you do so, you will be able to find out the value of n, because this is going to be completely divisible by this value. So 1, if it goes 1 times, this is 2 and then 2 and then 4, right? And then you take 1 over here. How many times will it go? It will go 3 times. So that is 3 times of this value. So probably this is 8 and then 8 and then 8. And what do we have here? Now we have got n here. And since it will have to be divisible by 4 times 1, because the remainder will have to be 0, it will go how many times? 8 times. Only then it will become 8, 8, 8 and 8, and then it is going, the remainder is going to be 0. So what is the value of n out here? The value of n is coming out as nothing but 8. So that is what we have found out, that the value of n is coming out as 8, and 138 is going to is the quotient. So again, since you are understanding this thing, so what is that we have found out? It is 6 into a plus b plus c plus d. This value out here is coming out as 138. So can I find out the value of a plus b plus c plus d? So that is going to be 138 over 6, and that is nothing but 23. And what is that you need to find out in the problem? You need to find out the value of a plus b plus c plus d plus n, and a plus d plus this is 23. If you add n here, what is the value of n that you have found out? You have found out 8. So what is this value? It is coming out as 31, and it was the theta problem. So you needed to fill in your answer, and that is coming out as 31. Isn't it simple? I hope you understood this, right? I would like you to crack CAT and go to IIM. Let us solve this remainder theorem problem. It was asked in CAT 2024 in slot 1. The problem says that 10 raised to 100, when it is divided by 7, what is the remainder? So can I say that 10 raised to 100, when it is divided by 7, when 10 gets divided by 7, what is the remainder? 3. When 10 gets divided by 7, the quotient is 1 and the remainder is 3. And when the remainder is 3, what is the meaning of 10 raised to 100? The meaning of 10 raised to 100 is 10 is getting multiplied 100 times. And since 10 gets divided by 7, the remainder is 3. So remainder will also be multiplied 100 times. So can I say that it turns out to be 3 raised to 100 upon 7? I am just utilizing commonsensical approach to simplify this. If you do not understand remainder theorem, we have made 10 very good videos so that you clear your concepts on remainder theorem, because this is really very important for you to crack CAT. So you will find the link in the description box. Go watch those videos, learn the concept, and this should be pretty easy for you. Now 3 raised to 100. Can I write this down as 3 raised to 2 times 50? And then it becomes 3 raised to 2 times 50. And then it becomes 9 raised to 50 divided by 7. Again, now 9 is bigger than 7. When 9 gets divided by 7, the remainder is 2. Because 9 is getting multiplied 50 times, remainder will also be multiplied 50 times. So what is that you have? Now you will have to find out the remainder when 2 raised to 50 gets divided by 7, right? Now what do we do now? What do we do now? Please have a look at it. 2 raised to 50. Can I write this number? Because it has to be very, very close to 7. Which power of 7, 2 is closer to 7? It is nothing but 8. So this can be written as divide 50 by 3, because 8 is 2 raised to 3. So when you divide 50 by 3, it is 16 into 3 plus 2. So what does that mean? 16 into 3 into 2 raised to 2, that is 4. And then further you can write it down as 2 raised to 3 raised to 16 into 4. Further 2 raised to 3 is what? 8. 8 raised to 16 into 4. Now this will have to be divided by 7, right? When 8 gets divided by 7, the remainder is 1. Over here the remainder is 1. When 4 gets divided by 7, the remainder is nothing but 4, because 4 is smaller than 7. So what is the remainder? Remainder is coming out as 4. Over here 1, over here 4. 1 into 4, the answer is going to be nothing but 4. I hope you have understood the concept. Did you understand? I did not utilize Fermat's Little theorem to solve this problem. But then if you utilize Fermat's Little theorem, then probably you do not have to do all of it. Then you can solve the problem in 2-3 steps. Again, we have made a video lesson for you only on Fermat's Little theorem. Let us see what is Fermat's Little theorem so that you understand it thoroughly. It says that 10 raised to, because 7 is a prime number and 10 is co-prime to 7, then 10 raised to 1 less than 7, 10 raised to 6 divided by 7. So when 10 raised to 6 gets divided by 7, the remainder will have to be 1 always. Does this make sense to you? So 10 raised to 6, when it gets divided by 7, the remainder is 1. Now 10 raised to 100, can I write this as, because it has to be divided by 6, 100 should be divided by 6. So it is 6 into 16. 6 into 16 is 96 plus 4 is 100. So this becomes 10 raised to 6 raised to 16, and then this value is 10 raised to 4. Now you divide it by 7. As I said, what? I said that the remainder will have to be 0, not 0, 1, when 10 raised to 6 is getting divided by 7. And what is the interpretation of 10 raised to 6 raised to 16? 10 raised to 6 is getting multiplied 16 times. So remainders will also be multiplied 16 times. 1 into 1 into 1 into 1. How many times? 16 times. So over here the remainder is 1. Then what is that you are left with? You are left with 10 raised to 4 divided by 7, isn't it? And when 10 gets divided by 7, you know it, that remainder will have to be 3. So 3 raised to 4 divided by 7. What is the value of 3 raised to 4? 3 raised to 4 is 81. When 81 gets divided by 7, see? So that is, the remainder is nothing but 4. Now you have to decide whether this method is simple or this method is simple. I would like you to solve the problem, and I would like you to go to IIM by attempting and clearing CAT. So what did I say? If you have not cleared your concepts on remainder theorem, we have got video lessons for you. Go watch them, understand the theory completely. Fermat's Little theorem is something that is going to be helping you a lot. So I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye bye and take care. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024 slot 1. It was from average topic. The problem says that there are 4 numbers such that average of the first 2 numbers is 1 more than the first number. So for the sake of convenience, I am taking my first value as 1, right? My first value is 1. And then the second value, let us assume it's x. So what is going to be the average of these 2 values? 1 plus x by 2, right? So it is nothing but 1 plus x by 2. And the problem says that the average of first 2 numbers should be 1 more than the first number. What is the first number? It is 1. So 1 plus x comes out as 2 into 2, which is 4. So the value of x is nothing but 3. What is my second number? My second number becomes 3. Clear hai? Now let us take the third value as y. And the question again says that average of first 3 numbers is 2 more than average of the first 2 numbers. What is the average of the first 3 numbers? 1 plus 3 plus y divided by 3. And it says it is nothing but is 2 more than the average of the first 2. 2 more than average of the first 2 numbers. Average of the first 2 numbers is 2, right? So it becomes what? 4 plus y is equal to 12. So the second number is coming out as 8. Now let us move ahead of the problem. I hope it is pretty simple. You just have to understand as to what they are talking about, right? And the problem says that average of the first 4 numbers, since we have figured out that 3 numbers are 1, 3, 8, let us take the 4th number as z, and the average of these 4 numbers, which is 1 plus 3 plus 8 plus z, it is coming out as 12 plus z over 4. And then it says that average of the first 4 numbers is 3 more than the average of first 3 numbers. What is the average of the first 3 number that you have taken? 8 plus 3 plus 1, which is going to be 12. 12 divided by 3, which is 4. So that is going to be 3 more than 4. So 12 plus the last number is coming out as 7 plus 4, which is 28. And hence the last number is coming out as 16. So we have got this number as 16. So let us see what is that they are asking you in the problem. The problem says that then the difference between the largest and the smallest number. Largest number that we have figured out is 16. The smallest number that we have figured out is 1. What is going to be the difference between these two numbers? It is 15. Isn't it simple? It was theta problem, right? So no options were given to you, but you had that liberty to choose your first number. And if you do it carefully, the rest of the problem becomes simplified, right? So this problem was asked in CAT 2024. It was from simple interest and compound interest problem. Let us try to simplify this. It says that an amount of rupees 10,000 is deposited in a bank A for a certain number of years. We have got no idea for how many years it has been done, at a simple interest rate of 5% per annum. And then it gets matured, the amount gets matured, and then total amount received is deposited in bank B for another 5 years at simple interest of 6% per annum if the interest received from bank A and bank B. So one thing which is pretty simple, that principal is 10,000, right? And then it is asking you to find out then the investment period in years in bank A. That has not been given to you, right? And these are the options. So what if I say that time in bank A, say it is 4 years or 3 years, 6 years, 5 years. What I'm going to do, I'm just eliminating my options. I'm not simplifying the problem. And it is being done at the rate of 5% per annum. And since it is a simple interest every year will be calculated on the principal, right? So interest will be at the rate of 5% per annum, because rate is 5% per annum. So 5% per annum for 4 years, it will become 20%. 20% of what value? 10,000. And over here it will become 15% and then 30% and then 25%, right? So interest in amount. So interest will be 2,000 here, right? And then over here it will be 1,500 and then 3,000 and then 2,500. That is what it is. That is the interest. And after interest, what is going to be the amount then? Because it has to be 10,000 plus that value. 10,000 plus this becomes 12,000 rupees. And then you're having this as 11,500 rupees and then 13,000 rupees and then 12,500 rupees. So this is what is going to be the amount. That is what is going to be the amount. Now it says that this amount gets deposited in another bank, which is bank B, at the rate of 6% per annum for 5 years. For 5 years. So it goes in bank B. It goes in bank B. And 6% into 5 is going to be 30%. So 30%. So what is going to be interest in bank B? Interest in bank B from this will be 3,600, because you need to find out 30% collectively, and over here 30%. So is going to be how much? 3,345. And then this is going to be what? 1,300 into 3, 39. And this is going to be 1,250 into 3, and that is 3,750. And then what is that you need to do? You need to find out the ratio. See, what is this problem? It says that then if the interests received from bank A and bank B are in the ratio of 10:13, 10:13, have a look at it. Have a look at it over here. Where do you have the ratio as 10:13? This is the interest over here and this is the interest over here. So this is 20:36. That ratio is 10:18. It is not 10:18. So that option number A is gone. Have a look at option number B. It is 1500 into 3345. You have an idea that it cannot be 10:13. Have a look at this. 3000 and 3900. So 3000 and then 3900. If you simplify, this is 30:39, or it is coming out as 10:13. So which is the right answer? Option number C is the right answer. Did I solve the problem? No, I am not solving the problem. Am I eliminating the options? Yes, I am eliminating it. और काम बड़ा सिंपल सा है. अगर आप इसको सिंप्लीफाई करने पे लग जाओगे तो फिर प्रॉब्लम बड़ा ही कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो जाएगा. If you eliminate your options, this is pretty simple, right? So your approach to problem should be very simplified all the time if you aspire to go to IIMs. So I wish that you crack CAT and go to IIMs. Let's solve this question. It was asking CAT 2024 in slot 1. Question number 13. It says that a shop wants to sell a certain quantity in kilogram of grains. It sells half the quantity and then additional 3 kilogram of the grains to the first customer. There are 3 customers in total. Then it sells half of the remaining quantity and an additional 3 kilogram of these grains to the second customer. Finally, when the shop sells half of the remaining quantity and additional 3 kilogram of these grains to the third customer, there are no grains left. The initial quantity. If you try to solve this problem by using algebra, then it is going to be of 2 pages. But then you do not have 10 minutes and 2 pages, right? So how to simplify this? By eliminating the options. Because answer is going to be one of these. So what is that I'm going to do? Say there are 4 options. 18 and then 36 and then 50 and then 42. Have a look at it. The first customer comes. So first customer gets half of it and an additional 3 kilograms. So half of it is going to be what? Half of 18 is 9 and additional 3 kilogram. 9 plus 3 is going to be 12. So the first customer takes 12. In this case, the first customer will be taking 18 plus 3, 21. And then over here, 25 plus 3, 28. And in this case, 21 plus 3, 24. So I will find, once the first customer has been taken care of, the remaining grain is going to be 6, right? Now it is 6 and then what? 15 and then 22. And over here, this is going to be 18. And then comes the second customer. So the second customer, have a look at it. The second customer will get half plus 3 kilogram. So half of 6 kilogram is 3 kilogram. 3 kilogram plus 3 kilogram. Once the second customer has been served, half of this is 7.5 plus 3, 10.5. Again, it is coming out in the decimal. So this can never be the option. This can never be the option. Had it been 22, half of 22 is 11. 11 plus 3, 14. Half of this value is going to be how much? 9 plus 3, 12. Now you understand, and then I will say that, okay, what is the remaining? Remaining is 0 in this case because there was 6 kilogram and the second customer has been given 6 kilogram. So the remaining is going to be 0, right? And hence it cannot be the answer because there are 3 customers, isn't it? This obviously is not the answer. So you're left with option number C and option number D, right? So after 22, negative 14, this is 8, right? That is what is remaining. And over here 6. Now have a look at it. Now the third customer walks in. This certainly is not the answer. This certainly is not the answer. 4. Half of 8 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. The third customer takes 7. Over here, half of 6 is 3. And then additional 3 kilogram. The third customer takes this much. And then what is remaining out here? What is remaining? So this is not the answer. This is not the answer. 8 negative 1 is this. And what does your problem say? It says that there are no grains left, in which case you're having no grains left over here. So what should be your answer? 42. So what is this? The initial quantity in kilogram. Isn't it simple? If we eliminate options, the problem becomes really very simple. If you start making algebraic equations, then it is going to be complicated. You do not have to make things complicated if you want to crack CAT. You need to choose simple problems, apply simple methods, crack CAT, and go to IIMS. Simple. Let us solve this problem. It was asked in CAT 2024 in slot 1. It was from progression topic. And the problem says that suppose x1, x2, x3, so forth and so on up to 100, x100 are in arithmetic progression such that x5 is negative 4. So can I write x5 as what? A plus 4d, because the nth term is a plus n minus 1 into d, and that is given to you as minus 4. This is your equation number 1, right? Now let us read the other thing. So twice of the sixth term. So can I say twice of the sixth term is how much? A plus 5 times of d. And then twice of ninth term. So twice of ninth term is what? A plus 8 times of d, right? And that is given to you as sum of 11th term and the 13th term. So 11th term is going to be what? A plus 10d. And the 13th term is going to be a plus 12d. And if you understand this thing, so probably you will have another equation in terms of a and d, and you have one here. So यहाँ से a and d कुछ ना कुछ तो आप निकाल सकते हो. That is going to be what? 4 times of a and then 26 times of d. This equals 2 times of a plus 22 times of d. Take all of them in one side of equality. It will be 2 times of a plus 4 times of d, which is a plus 2d is equal to 0, right? So you have found out another equation in terms of a and d. The first one is over here, so which is a plus 4d is equal to 0. So will you be able to find out the values of a and d from here? So if you see this is negative and then negative, so these two are gone. So minus 2 times of d, and over here it is not, this was minus 4, so this becomes plus 4. So minus 2d is equal to positive 4. What is the value of d that you will get? The value of d comes out as negative 2. So we have found out our common difference. What is that you should do now? Since you have found out the common difference, plug in any of these equations. Say for example a plus 4d is equal to negative 4, or a plus 2d is equal to 0 over here. So a plus 2d is equal to 0. The value of d is what we know, so negative 2. So will you be able to find out the first term? Yes, it is 4. Since we know the value of the first term and we know the value of the common difference, will you be able to hold on. So will you be able to find out the value of 100th term? So 100th term is how much, people? It is the first term plus 99 times of common difference. So a is 4, 99 times negative 2, and if you simplify this further, it becomes negative 194. This option B is the right answer, isn't it? So this problem is really very simple. If you know the basics of regression, this question can be managed very easily. Always remember, if you want to crack CAT, you should be able to find simple problems out of complex problems and solve them, right? And that is what I want for you. Let us solve this question. It is question number 15 from CAT 2024, QA slot 1, and this is from time and time, speed and distance topic. It says that two places A and B are 45 kilometers apart and connected by a straight road. So I will take, there are two places A and B, right? And they are 45 kilometers apart. So they are 45 kilometers apart. Anil goes from A to B. So Anil is going from A to B, whereas Sunil is going from B to A, right? Starting at the same time, they cross each other in exactly 1 hour 30 minutes. So say they're meeting somewhere over here. They're meeting somewhere over here. So Anil goes from this point to this point. Sunil goes from this point to this point. And they both are traveling for 1.5 hours to meet each other, isn't it? Now, collectively they have traveled 45 kilometers. If I take speed of Anil as x kilometers per hour and speed of Sunil is y kilometers per hour, and since they both are approaching each other, can I say that the relative speed is going to be x plus y kilometers per hour? What is the interpretation? That if Anil is moving towards this direction with x kilometers per hour, Sunil is coming with y kilometers per hour, collectively they are approaching each other with x plus y kilometers per hour, right? Now, we know that distance is equal to speed into time. Collectively, they both are traveling a distance of 45 kilometers. A goes from here to here, Anil goes from here to here, and Sunil goes from here to here. So collectively, they have traveled 45 kilometers. And what is their collective speed? The collective relative speed is x plus y, and the time that they are taking is 1 hour 30 minutes. You convert this into hour, it will be 3/2 hours, 1.5 hours. So what is the value of x plus y? The value of x plus y that I have got is 30. Let us say this is our equation number 1. So even though we do not know their individual speeds, at least we know some of their speeds, that is coming out as x plus y. Now, problem also tells you this. If Anil reaches B exactly 1 hour 15 minutes after Sunil reaches A. So Sunil is reaching A first. So speed of Sunil is more than that of, so one thing that you need to understand, that Sunil's speed has to be more than that of Anil's speed. So let me write it down over here. Y will have to be bigger than A. Why? Because Sunil is reaching earlier. Anil is taking more time to travel the same distance. If Anil reaches B, if Anil will have to travel B, so what is the travel time? So can I say that the distance upon speed, that is the travel time, and this is 1 hour 15 minutes more than what Sunil is taking. So Sunil is taking how much? Sunil will be taking certainly 45 upon y, this much time, plus 1 hour 15 minutes. If you convert 1 hour 15 minutes, so 1 hour 15 minutes can be converted as 1/4, 5/4 hours. So this one is coming out as 5/4 hours, right? What can I do now? Can I take, if I eliminate 5, this is 9 and this is 9. So what do we have now? 9 over x minus 9 over y is equal to 1/4. Do we have the clarity? If I try to simplify this, it is going to become a quadratic equation. And this is where we will get stuck. So what is that we should be doing? We should play smart. And we know for sure that speed of Anil is one of these values. So if speed of Anil is what? X. The value of x is given to you as option number A is 16. Option number B is 14 and then 12 and then 18. Since some of these two values will have to be 30, that is what we have figured out. So some of these two values, if it is 30, so y will have to be 14. In this case, it has to be 16 and then 18 and then 12. Now, since you know that y is bigger than x, speed of Sunil is bigger than speed of Anil. So this option is gone, isn't it? And then this option is also gone. Y will have to be bigger. So any of these two options should be your right answer. So let us eliminate. If you eliminate, so you see, out of this, if you take 9/14 and 9/16, you know for sure that kuch to gadbad ho jayega, isn't it? So what is your option? Your option is this. I would like to verify this also. Let us verify. Y answer, option number C is the right answer. I can take this as 9, value of x is 12, right? Negative 9 upon 18, and that comes out as 4. Y will have to be bigger than x. So this comes out as what? 3 by 4 minus 2 is equal to 1 by 4. कुछ तो भी गड़बड़ कर दिया मैंने. 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2. Are we having that value? So this is going to be 4 and then 3 and then 2. Aren't you having 1 by 4? So what did I say? If you simplify this, you're doomed. If you take help from options, you can eliminate your options within 30 to 40 seconds. So this problem was pretty simple. Your approach is something that will make this problem simple or complicated. That is why I say that the problems that you choose in CAT, they should be simple. Plus the approach that you're utilizing to solve a problem, that should also be simple. And that is why I would like you to crack these questions and then go to IIMs. If you do not understand the concept of time, speed and distance, we have got made 11 videos only for you to understand. You might find the link in the description box. Go through those topics, go through those videos, and then this topic is going to be all yours. Bye bye and take care. This question was asked in CAT 2024, slot 1. It was from mensuration topic. It says that the surface area of a closed rectangular box which is inscribed in a sphere is 846 centimeters square, and the sum of the lengths of all its edges is 144 centimeter. Then you need to find out the volume in cubic centimeter of the sphere. So there are a couple of things that are involved in this particular problem. We have got to be very patient while we are solving it. So I'm gonna make a rectangular solid out here, right? This is how it looks like, and say this dimension out here is a centimeter, this dimension out here is b centimeter, and over here it is c centimeter, right? So one thing which we know for sure is its surface area. Surface area is going to be 2 times of AB plus BC plus CA, and that is given to us in the problem as 846, right? So we know the surface area. What is another thing that is given to us? The sum of lengths of its edges. How many such edges are there? If you look at it, say this is A, so how many times we are going to be having 1, 2, 3, and the fourth that I did not make for you. So 4 times of A, and then 4 times of B, and then 4 times of C, and that is given to us as 144. So what is going to be sum of these 3 things? 144 divided by 4, that comes out as 36. So we know for sure that sum of all the sides of this rectangular solid is 36 centimeter. Now, if you have got a sphere, please understand this. If you have got a sphere, so this is how it looks like, something like this. And what is going to be the diameter of this sphere? It is length of the largest diagonal of this rectangular solid. So how do we find out length of the largest diagonal of this rectangular solid? If you take this vertex out here and this vertex out here, and this length out here is going to be nothing but length of the largest diagonal, right? How do we find it out? So in order to find it out, please understand this thing. If I find out diagonal of the base, what is that we have in the base? Side A and side B. So this is A and this is B, right? So this length out here is square root of A square plus B square from Pythagoras rule. And if that is the case, then this largest diagonal, again, look at it. It is going to be, you need to find out this one. Now, one dimension is the height and the other dimension is length of diagonal of the base, right? And if you simplify this thing, what is that you're going to be having? You are going to be having square root of a square plus b square plus c square. That is going to be the length of the largest diagonal of a rectangular solid. We need to know this, right? Now, since this is the diameter, so can I say that 2 times of r is equal to square root of a square plus b square plus c square? So what is going to be the radius of the sphere? So the radius of the sphere will be this value divided by 2. How do we find out this? Now let us go back and see as to how we can find out the value of square root of a square plus b square plus c square. We know for sure that a plus b plus c whole square is a square plus b square plus c square plus 2 times of ab plus bc plus ca, right? And what is the value of a plus b plus c? We found it out as 36. So this is going to be what? 36 square. And then a square plus b square plus c square. And this value is nothing but surface area of this rectangular solid, which is given to us in the problem as 846. This is 846. What is 36 square? 36 square is 1296. 1296 is equal to or negative 846. That is what it is. A square plus b square plus c square. And if you do that, 1296 negative, this is coming out as 450. So how do we find out? Square root of a square plus b square plus c square? It is square root of 450. Let us simplify. Square root of 450. 450 is nothing but 2 into 2, 25, and then 15 will come out of it, 15 root 2. So this value is coming out as a square plus b square plus c square. Square root of this value is coming out as 15 root 2. And what is your radius? The radius is given to us as square root of a square plus b square plus c square divided by 2. So what is that we will have to do in order to find out the radius? In order to find out the radius, we will have to divide it by 2. So my radius is going to be 15 root 2 divided by 2. And what is the volume? Volume of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So that's going to be what? 4 by 3 pi. The value of r square? The value of r square is 225 into 2 divided by 4. This is r square. And then this is r. Now let us simplify this. And that is what is the answer that we are looking out for. 4 and 4, they're cancelled. So 75 times 3 is equal to 225. 2 and 2 are gone. So what is that we are having here? We are having 75 into 15 under root 2 times pi. 750 plus 735. It is 1125 root 2 pi centimeter cube. That is the volume of the sphere that we are looking out for. Isn't it a good problem to solve? It is a really good problem to solve. If you have a look at it, so how did we start? We said that, okay, we know the surface area. So first of all, you should be able to find, you must know the formula of surface area of a rectangular solid. That is what we know. The second thing, sum of all the edges is 144. So you found out sum of all the sides of the rectangular solid. That is coming out as 36. The third thing, since this rectangular solid is inscribed inside a sphere, the diameter, the largest diameter of this rectangular solid is going to be diagonal, not diameter. The largest diagonal is going to be diameter of the sphere. And you should be able to know, if you know it, that is fantastic, that the length of the largest diagonal is going to be square root of a square plus b square plus c square. Is that okay? So now if you understand that it is going to be a square plus b square plus c square, then last but not the least, you should be able to utilize this method, that a plus b plus c whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus c square plus 2 times of this value. So we know this, we should be able to find out this value. And since we have found it out, then they're asking you to find out the volume of this sphere. So you should be able to know the formula 4/3 pi r cube. Apply करेंगे तो बनेगा. ये प्रॉब्लम किया तो ठीक है, नहीं किया तो भी ठीक है. But then since we are solving it here, you should be able to practice with such problems, right? So I would like you to crack CAT and go to IIMS. I will see you in the next problem. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024 in slot 1. It says that a glass is filled with milk. 2/3 of its content is poured out and replaced with water. If this process is being repeated how many times? 3 more times, then in the final ratio of milk to water, then what is going to be the milk to water in the finals? So this is a mixture and alligation problem. If you do not understand the concept, we have made 10 to 11 video lessons on mixture and alligation only for you. You will find the link in the description box. Go learn the concept and you will be able to simplify this problem within 30 to 40 seconds. I'm moving forward and solving this question out here. It says that milk is there. Say for example, milk is 1 liter and water is, there is no water in the beginning. It says that a glass is filled with milk. So the volume of the glass I have taken as 1 liter and it is filled with milk. And then problem tells you that 2/3 of its content is poured out. So 2/3 has been taken out. So if you take out 2/3, so milk that is going to be left is 1/3 and 2/3 will become nothing but water. 2/3 liter will be water. If you look at it, the volume still is 1 liter. So 2/3 of milk has been replaced by water. So first replacement is done. It says that this process is repeated 3 more times. If you repeat it 3 more times, what is going to happen? Have a look at it. You have got 1/3 liter of milk. You take out 2/3, right? If you take out 2/3 of it, how much milk is going to be left? 1/3 of this value, right? So what is that I'm going to be doing is 1/3 of 1/3 liter will be left after second such replacement. Is that okay? I am not counting how much is water. I'm not counting how much is water. It is going to waste my time. So after second replacement, this is what 1/9 liter of milk is left in the glass. And if we do the third replacement, in third replacement again 1/3 of milk will go out, 1/3 of water will go out, right? And then it will be replaced with water. But then 1/3 from here, not 1/3, 2/3 is gone, not 1/3, 2/3 is gone, and the milk is not coming back. So again you're left with 1/3 of this value. And this is done 3 times. Now we have to do it one more time. If you do it one more time, now probably you're understanding that 2/3 of milk will go out and it is going to be replaced with water, isn't it? So if 2/3 of milk is gone, how much milk is left? Again 1/3. So finally the milk that is going to be there in the glass is 1/3 into 1/3 into 1/3, and that is coming out as 1/81 liters. Is this okay? And what is the total content? What is the total volume of the glass? It is 1 liter. So what is going to be water? Water is going to be 1 liter negative 1/81. And if you simplify this, it is 80/81 liters. Isn't it simple, right? And what is that they are asking me in the problem? Then final ratio of milk to water. Then final ratio of milk to water. How much milk is there? How much milk is there? It is 1/81 is to 80/81. So these two are gone. What is that we are left with? 1:80. Which option is the right answer? Option number D is the right answer. If you do not understand, what did I say? If you do not understand mixture and alligation, you have got to understand it, because this is a very important topic for your CAT examination. So learn those learn this topic through the video lessons that I have made only for you. Bye bye and take care. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024 in slot 1. Question number was 18 and it says that for any natural number n, let an be the largest integer not exceeding square root of n. Then the value of a1 plus a2 up to a50. Now, please understand this. What is going to be a1? Say a1 is square root of 1 and that is nothing but 1, isn't it? It's a pretty simple thing. If I take a2, the value of a2 is what? Square root of 2. And the value of the square root of 2 is 1.414. And what your problem is saying, the largest integer not exceeding that value. So 1.414, and which is the largest integer which is just less than this value, it is 1. And then you have got a3. Again a3 is root 3. The value of root 3 is 1.732. Again the largest integer which is not exceeding root 3 is 1, right? Then you have got a4. The value of a4 is what? Square root of 4. Now since 4 is a perfect square number, you can find out its square root, which is 2. Not exceeding. It is not exceeding. Please understand this. Then you have got, if you have got a5, the value of a5 will be square root of 5. The square root of 5, please understand this. It is less than 3 and more than 2. So what is going to be the greatest integer which is not exceeding this value? Up to what value? A6. If you look at a6, this is also 2. A7, this is also 2. A8, that is also 2. But if you look at A9, square root of 9, 9 being the perfect square number, now it will become 3. So what is that we should be doing out here? Probably you're understanding our working methodology. So A1 to A3, it is going to be 1. Then A4 to A8, this is going to be 2. A9 to A15. Why A15? Because A16 will become square root of 16 and that will come out as 4. So that is 3. A16 to A24. That value will be 4. A25 to A35. That value is going to be 5. A36 to A48, that is going to be 6. And then A49 is going to be 7. And A50 is also going to be 7. How many times are they do you have this value? Because this is a theta problem. You do not have many options to choose from. How many times it is there? It is 3 times. So this answer is coming out as 3. It is 5 times. So this answer is 10. This answer is 10. And then it is how many times? 15 minus 9. It is 7 times. So probably if you look at it, 3, 5, 7, 9, so forth and so on. This is 21. And then that is 36. And then 11, which is what? 55. And let me control this. Now how many times it is going to be there? 13 times. So this is 78. How many times you have this? Only 1 times. And this is also, so can I say this plus this is going to be 14, right? So can you simplify this? Can you find out the sum of these values? What is going to be the sum of these values? Please add them up and find out the right answer. So what is this? This is 13 and this is what? 57. So this is 133 and then 14, 147, 147 plus 13, it will become 160 plus 57. The value will come out as 217. So what is that you need to know? This is what you need to know. And if you understand this, you understand the pattern, the problem is really very simple. If you do not understand the pattern, then you take 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it is not going to be solved. So I hope you have understood this, right? I would like you to choose problems very carefully in your CAT examination and go to IIMs. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024. Slot 1, question number was 19. It says that ABCD is a rectangle with sides AB as 56 centimeters and BC as 45 centimeters. So let's make a rectangle first. It is A, B, C and then D. It says that AB is of 56 centimeters, BC is of 45 centimeters and sorry is the midpoint of this value. And then you have got triangle ADE. So triangle ADE is obviously going to be right angle triangle. Length of DE will be 28 centimeters because AB is 56, D is going to be half of this value. Length of AD will be 45 centimeters. Now what do we have to do? We need to find out radius of incircle. So incircle means what? We have got to have a circle inside this triangle, something like this. And if I take this as the center, then this is going to be 90 degree, this is going to be 90 degree and this is also going to be 90 degree. That is a property of a circle. If a chord is touching a circle, then obviously it has to be at 90 degree from the center. Now if I say that if this length out here is R, let me change the color. If this is R, then this is R, and then this is R, and this is R. It is a square. Now if it is R, then what is the value of over here? From here to here it is 28 negative R centimeters. If it is R, this entire is going to be how much? 45 negative R centimeters. And now you understand that this length of these two must be the same. If length of these two are same, then this length should also be 45 minus R. And this should be equal to this one. So length from here to here should also be 28 minus R. So what is going to be the length of AE? It is 45 negative R plus 28 negative R. And if we know the value of AE, which we can do very easily, then we can find out the value of R. So AE square, by the rule of Pythagoras, AE square is going to be how much? AD square plus DE square. AD square is 45 square is 2025. And then 28 square is going to be what? 784. Add these two values, this is 9 and then this is going to be 0. 2809 is square of AE. What do you have to do? We have to find out square root of 2809. So where are you stuck? You need to find out the square root of 2809. If you want to learn how to find out square roots of perfect square numbers, you will find a video in the description box. Go watch that Vedic mathematics video and you will learn the concept, and you can do it within 2 to 3 seconds. Here I leave it to your fair sense of judgment. It is 53 centimeters. Is that okay? Now what is that we are left with? We are left with 45 negative R and then 28 negative R. These two, sum of these two is 53. So 73 negative 2R is 53. The value of 2R is 20, and hence the value of R comes out as 10 centimeters. So what is that we have done? We have found out radius of incircle, which is in radius of this right angle triangle, which is ADE. Before I go, I would like to give you a shortcut. Sometimes ज़्यादा shortcut याद करने की जरूरत होनी नहीं चाहिए, है ना? But then if you have got a right angle triangle, if it is ABC, and then you want to find out in radius, if this is a circle inside this right angle triangle, then the value of in radius is going to be AB plus BC minus AC divided by 2. How do you do that? Again, as I said, that we can do it, but that is not the scope here. So I would like you to choose simple problems in your CAT and crack this with 99 plus percentile and go to IIMs. I will see you in other video. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024, slot 1. Question number was 20. It was from quadratic equation topic. The problem says that if the equations x square plus mx plus 9 and x square plus nx plus 17, these two quadratic equations, and there is another one, have a common negative root, then the problem is asking you to identify the value of 2m plus 3n. It was a theta problem. How should we approach this one? Say I have got two equations. This is my equation number 1. So I'll say that if let us assume that a is the common root in all these three quadratic equations, right? Now, so the very first equation will become what? Since x equals to a, so it is a square plus m times of a plus 9 is equal to 0. That is going to be your equation number 1. How about equation number 2? It becomes, because a is a common root out here, so a square plus n times a plus 17 equals 0. So what do we have out here? We have got these two equations. What if you add them up? If you add them up, what is that you're going to have? You're going to have 2 times a square plus a times m plus n, and then 9 plus 17, it will become 26, right? Now let us see where is our third equation. Our third equation is x square plus m plus n times x plus 35 equals to 0. So if a is a common root out here, so this equation will become what? A square, right? Because x is equal to a, and then you have got a times m plus n plus 35. What do we want? We want to find out the value of a. The moment we find out the value of a, our problem becomes really simple. So what is that I suggest out here? Subtract the second equation from the first one, and if you do so, these two are gone, isn't it? And 2a square minus a square, it will become a square, and this is a square. Positive 26 minus 35, it is minus 9, and hence a square will become 9. And we might say that since a square is equal to 9, the value of a will become either positive or negative 3. But have a look at the problem. It says that if these equations have a common negative root, so a will have two values, positive 3 and negative 3. What is the value that we should be looking out for? It is minus 3, because the negative root is common in these three quadratic equations, right? So we have found out the value of that common negative root. Now, if we plug in the value of a here, please understand, if we plug in the value of a here, we will be able to find out the value of m. And if you plug in over here, you should be able to find out the value of n. And if you understand m and n, you should be able to find out the value of 2m plus 3n. So how do we do that? Let us put the value of a in the first equation. If you do so, it is going to be what? A square is 9. Because a is negative 3, so this becomes 3 times of m plus 9 equals 0. So 3m becomes 18, value of m is 6, right? And then if you plug in the value of a in the second equation, it is a is minus 3 square is 9, then 3 times of n plus 17 is equal to 0. So the value of 3n is 9 plus 17, it is 26. What is that they are asking you? They are asking you to find out 2m plus 2m is what? Since m is 6, 2m becomes 12, and the value of 3n we have found out as 26. So what is going to be the value of 2m plus 3n? It is 38, isn't it? It's pretty simple. So this is what it was. Problem was really very simple. You needed to have basics of quadratic equation to solve this problem, right? Let us solve this question. It was from profit and loss topic, asked in 2024, CAT slot 1. The selling price of a product is fixed to ensure 40% profit. So if I take my cost price as X rupees, then selling price is going to be 140% of this value, because X plus 40% of X, you always calculate profit on cost price. So if you solve 140% will come out as 7 by 5x. So that is your selling price. And the problem says if the product had cost 40% less. So if product is going to be costing 40% less, so 40% less is what? The price will be 60% of what it was. So 60% of this value will be what? 3 by 5x rupees. 60 by 100 is 3 by 5. And the problem says that what if it was sold for 5 rupees less? Then 7 over 5x minus 5 rupees, these many rupees. If it is sold at this, then the resulting profit would have been 50%. Then the profit would have been 50%. 50% of which value, by the way? 50% of CP. What is your CP? 3 by 5x. So 50% is half of 3 by 5x. And profit is 3 by 10x. So can I say that selling price obviously is equal to cost price plus profit? We know cost price, we know selling price, we know the profit. We will be able to find out the value of X from here. So selling price is 7 by 5x negative 5. The value of cost price is 3 by 5x. The value of profit out here is 3 by 10x, isn't it? So what if we simplify this thing over here? So let 5 come on one side of other side of equality. So that comes out as 7 by 5x minus 3 by 5x minus 3 by 10x, that is equivalent to 5. So if I take 10 over here in the denominator, then it is going to be what? 14x minus 6x minus 3x, and that is nothing but 5. So what is the value that we are having? 5x. If you simplify, this is 5x upon 10 is equal to 5. 5 and 5 gone, the value of x is 10. Are they asking you the value of x? X is cost price. But what is that they are asking you in the problem? They are asking you to find out the original selling price. What is the original selling price? 7 by 5x. Since you have found out the value of x, which is 10, so you can very easily find out the original selling price, which is 14 rupees. What is your right option? Option number D. Isn't it simple? In order to crack your CAT examination, you should be able to choose simple problems, and your methods must also be simple. Only then you will be able to crack 99 plus percentile, right? Okay. Let us solve this question. It was asked in CAT 2024 slot 1. It was from logarithm topic. If x is a positive real number such that 4 times log x to the base 10 plus 4 times log x to the base 100 plus 8 times log x to the base 1000, and that is given to us as 13. So what do we need to do? We need to find out the value of x. Now, one thing that you should know, if it is log x y, and then I have got this is y raised to a and x raised to b. So a goes in the numerator and then b goes in the denominator. That is what you should be able to. So you should know this. A by b log x y, isn't it? Now please understand this. How am I going to be utilizing this? So that is going to be what? 4 times log x plus. So this is what? 100 is what? 100 is 10 square. If it is square, so it will be coming in the denominator, that is going to be about 4 times 2 log 10x. And then since 1000 is 10 raised to 3, 3 will go in the denominator, that will become 8 over 3 log 10x. So what is the next thing that you can do? You can take out, so this is 2, 4 plus 2, 6. This is 6 times log 10x plus 8 by 3 times log 10x. You take it out, take out log 10x, and it will become 6 plus 8 over 3. So log 10x, 6 3 is 18, 18 plus 8 is 26 by 3, and this value is given to us as 23. No, not 23, it is 13. So 13, and then this value is 2. So the value of log 10x comes out as 3 by 2. If the value of log 10x is 3 by 2, if the value of log 10x is equal to 3 by 2, the value of x will become, how much it is going to become? 10 raised to 3 by 2, isn't it? It is going to be 10 raised to 3 by 2. What is the meaning of 10 raised to 3 by 2? 10 raised to 3 is 1000. So it is nothing but square root of 1000. And what is that they are asking in the problem? If x is a positive real number such that then the greatest integer not exceeding this value. Please understand this. 961 is square of 31. And then 1024 is square of 32. And if you want to find out a value, an integer which is not increasing, so obviously this is going to be 31. So what is the answer of x? The answer of x is coming out as 31. So log is one topic that you cannot give. You must be able to solve problems from this topic. Each year you are going to be having at least one problem. So this is something that you need to understand thoroughly to go to IIMs.